Jayson Stark is our special guest today, and he's put out some very interesting columns lately for The Athletic. Now, we talked about experimentation at the minor league level. And here's one thing they're doing. We just want to deal with this: stolen bases, trying to increase stolen bases in the minor leagues, maybe then bring it to the majors. In high A, the pitcher is required to step off the rubber prior to throwing to any base. Low A, you have 2 step-offs or pickoffs per plate appearances, while there's at least 1 runner on base. What is it doing to the minor leagues? Jayson Stark is here with answers. It's doing quite a bit.
Yes, it is.
What is it doing?
Stolen bases in high A and low A are up 75% so far compared to the last minor league season.
Not 7.5.
75%.
Okay, that's a lot, yeah.
And the level compared to what we're seeing in the big leagues, there are about 3 times as many stolen base attempts per game per team in the minor leagues with these rules as there are in the big leagues right now. And so it's doing what it's intended to do. The question is, do we want to do any of this in the big leagues?
All right, let's take a look at how often this is happening. Go to the next screen if you can, just to show how often it's happening and what level of baseball we're at right now. Because the stolen base rate in the major leagues, Jayson, I think you're saying, you see it at the bottom, 0.47. So that was the same rate as 1971, just as a point of reference.
Right, so
Major League 1971.
Yeah, so we're already at you like the word ebb, right? We're already at a low ebb for stolen bases in the last 50 years. But now look at the rate of steals in low A and high A, and we're also throwing in the Atlantic League because they tried this in 2019.
Okay.
And you can see, Brian, the rate of base stealing is 3 times as high with these rules in effect as compared to the Major League.
And this was 2019, the Atlantic League. Immediately with these new rules, it jumps up dramatically. So, all right, I have a question. As long as we're just a think tank right now, right? We're just playing this exercise.
For sure.
Do we want that? Do we want like this, the days of daring do on the base pass and Ty Cobb and 96 stolen bases in a year is a regular thing? I'm just saying, part of me thinks that's kind of great. Could that be kind of great, or is that a mess?
Oh, well, let me start by asking you a question. Who's opposed to more action? Know anybody?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So this gives you that. The question is, do we want this much action? Do we want just anybody who can run at all to steal a base? In reporting this story that I wrote for The Athletic, I talked to Whit Merrifield. He's a 2-time stolen base champ. He hates this because in his mind, there's an art to base stealing. He said he puts in an hour to an hour and a half a day studying pitchers' tendencies, catchers' pop times, all the stuff that you need to know to be a great base stealer. And does all that become moot? Does it become unnecessary if you have this
green light? Yeah,
right.
It's green light.
Anybody who can run at all is now a base stealer.
But if you
care?
If you think, a little. I mean, Ty Cobb resented Babe Ruth playing that showy home run ball. Well, it was a better game.
Right.
I'm just pointing out, because I've done essays on, dead ball baseball. We all kind of laugh, the dead ball days, they're in black and white, they're running like this, and it looks silly. It's kind of great. There's triples everywhere, stolen bases everywhere. There were also 3 times as many errors. They're wearing little gloves. But it did become the most popular sport in the country because it was exciting.
That's
right?
fun. And I've spent a lot of time talking to Theo Epstein about all this stuff. And here's a point that he's made about the stolen base pickoff rules in particular that almost nobody talks about, is it could have a dramatic effect on hitters. And here's why. Like right now, why is everybody so home run conscious? You're not going to get 3 singles in an inning off Max Scherzer or Jacob deGrom. That's not happening. So to score, you've got to hit a home run. But what if stealing second means a walk and a high percentage stolen base means you only need 1 single to score? Could change everything about the art of hitting.
And along those lines, we've said this many times on the show, the single is dead, the triple is dead, the bunt is dead. I didn't know until I read your recent column, the double is now dead. And there's still, home runs are reasonable, right? But everything else is kind of down at an all-time low?
If not an all-time low, a long-time low. The part that nobody could figure out as I tried to report this was, where did all the doubles go? We're going to be about 2,000 doubles fewer this year at this rate than back in the day, and more than 1,000 fewer than the last full season.
Wow.
Why?
Wow.
Try to explain it. Nobody's got a good explanation. Defensive positioning seems to have something to do with it. There's some sense that outfielders are playing deeper now.
So what Neil Payne was saying, I think the ball not being 6 feet farther also does make a difference. The ball is a little less, springy, right?
Yeah, although the reviews on that are so mixed. We're still trying to sort out what the deal is with the ball. I mean, Neil's stat was very compelling, and yet the average fly ball distance is actually higher than last year. So we're still trying to figure out what impact it had. One of the theories was now with the emphasis on launch angle, that balls hang in the air longer, they don't get in the gaps. But take a look at the average fly ball distance, Brian. It's up. It's up. And the home run rate, while it's
up
down,
from the weird season, right? So where is it like from last full season?
Right, but it's okay. So it's in the range of 2016, 17, 18.
Yeah. Okay.
But look, we're still talking about it's going to be one of the 5 biggest home run seasons in history, most likely.
Right.
We're warped by what we've seen since 2014.
But not doubles. Yeah, not triples and everything else.
And singles.
All right, so give me something. Is there anything Theo Epstein, I know you spoke to him, he's working with Major League Baseball and he's behind a lot of this, and I applaud what he's trying to do. Is there anything that he's missing that you're like, hey, why don't you do this?
You can't do everything. And experimentation with the baseball and with the strike zone are the 2 areas that you hear a lot. Again, it's not exactly clear what they've done to the ball and how it's impacting things yet, but I've heard the term normalize the baseball, to try to get it back to where it was back when you didn't have little guys hitting home runs. And I don't know what that exactly would do, but it would, if a home run reached the point where only the sluggers could hit them again, I would think that would have an effect, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the strike zone, nobody is quite sure what to do.
When you're deadening it that much, though, it changes the game. By the way, I think the game should be changed. The ball's got to be back in play.